Hello again, Aries. It's July 2013. Dadhichi here with your month in focus. And it's a great start to the month because Venus, the planet of love, is moving in your romance sector. Just moved in there recently, and generally that would be very, very good. One little shortcoming there, especially now with the square aspect from Saturn in the 8th house, can give you a whole lot of enthusiasm that's sort of stopped dead in its tracks, especially if there are issues surrounding money. Someone may not be towing the line. That could be getting up your nose. So you really need to talk about that. And I see this as a bit of a contradictory combination of planets. You've got this strong urge for love, but at the same time this sense that the other person is not really reciprocating, especially on the material and financial level. We see that perfected aspect on the 2nd. That's today, the 2nd of July. And then by the 4th, a very, very powerful right angle from the Sun to Uranus. So you're likely to do something rather abrupt at that time, and in particular surrounding this romantic issue, because the Sun is the ruler of your 5th house of romance. So do be careful as far as that's concerned. You know, we've had this conjunction of the Sun and Jupiter showing a wealth of good feelings, a generous attitude. Maybe you've been giving too much to this person, now realizing you're not getting as much back in return as you should be. So a little bit of care there is necessary. The unexpected, the abrupt, the revolutionary planet Uranus can bring events to a head, but in the most unexpected way. I'm just having a look at some of the transits here. It's funny because Uranus is also involved on the 8th with a very, again, unexpected but pleasant aspect from Venus. So it's sort of extremes playing out here in the first week or so of the month for those of you born under the sign of the Ram. We see the Sun and Mercury conjoining on the 10th. This is in your domestic sphere, so a lot of energy going into your home life just now. Also, some of you may be wanting to get into hereditary and genealogy of your family, wanting to know a bit more about your roots. And those of you that have had some troublesome childhood may find that this is a perfect period to communicate those fears, those anxieties, or those long-standing grievances with other members of the family at this time. Do that before the 13th, when Mars, your ruling planet, also moves into this domestic sector, which of course can be rather combative, which is your nature, isn't it? To be a little bit strong-willed, strong-headed. So do that before the 13th, because through that next month or so, we're going to see your ruling planet really, really shaking things up on the home front. Lovely aspects on the 18th from Jupiter to Saturn and to Neptune. This has a spiritual flavour to it, but this is also to do with your family life as Jupiter is moving in your zone of domesticity, and this could be a time when your spiritual feelings, which have been connected to your family history, re-emerge at this time. Strong communications about your philosophical views, your religious views, and how that fits with your family. Because it's a triangular aspect, this is usually it's very hard when things around you are annoying you like this to keep that intuitive focus. Sorry, where was I? I was talking about the spiritual attributes of Jupiter. Favourable aspects to you based upon the fact that Jupiter firstly is a very friendly planet to you, and secondly it is in a trine aspect, or what we call a favourable aspect. So it's good for meditation, communication of all these sorts of ideas and concepts. In the middle part of the month, 18th, 19th, we see a really fine aspect from Mars to Neptune on the 21st, Mars to Saturn also on the same date, and then the conjunction of Mars to Jupiter on the 22nd. These days are very, very important because that means you're able to really solidify some of your dreams, your visions, your work practices, and make something happen at this time. Venus, which has been in your romance sector, moves into your career sector, so there's got to be a shift in your attitude and your focus at that time to work-related matters. We see the Sun moving to the 5th house of romance, but I'd say that this is also a speculative area, a finance area, and with Venus in the work sector, this has to do with the way you're investing your money and dealing with finances at that time. 22nd, 23rd, a bit more responsibility around the 28th when the Sun moves to the right angle of Saturn, but the final aspect on the 30th, Venus to Pluto, ensures a revival of those romantic elements that I mentioned for the first part of the month, and that should be a rather hot period for you starting the next month. And I look forward to you being here again next month. In the meantime, don't forget to join me at astrology.com.au for more detailed analysis. Take care now. Bye, Aries.